Well, hello there again. Feels like I just finished doing something like this, and now I am back. Let me introduce myself or reintroduce myself in regards to these games. My name is Steven, and I'll be the one to unmask you, to unmask the killer who done it. And as I do, I always am dressed for success because I respect you, the killer, and I respect the game on its own front as well. But let's get to why we're here. Let's get to what happened to the first murder, to your start of this crazy game of your roller coaster ride that is going to be what it's going to be. I guess that's all really I can say in that regard. The game was already afoot from day zero, let alone day one. Then again, when I was in the military, there was a week zero before basic training actually started. But enough about that. I do see you were trying to be creative and interesting with having a staff member and not a house guest, not one of us, be the first to go the sacrificial lamb in your game of murders. But here is what I think happened in regards to Roseanne's death. First off, let's back up a little bit. The guests arriving to the house here in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest, beautiful area, countryside, and you, the killer, already were doing prep for your first kill and getting all your ducks in a row, as per se. And you certainly did set up a many things for sure. My two timers, connections, underground, and other things as well. When the staff did arrive and they went to their maid quarters, their living quarters, on Roseanne's bed, there were two boxes, two black boxes. One was small and thin, the other regular size, like a regular size box. And the note next to it said, and I quote, to the Grizzly Claw Lodge staff, please pardon the inconvenience and exchange the original uniforms you were distributed in favor of these. Please make sure to wear them to dinner this evening. Regards, YK. Sorry for your killer. Like I said, in the boxes are the new uniforms to wear, which was all hung up in her wardrobe, and they were soaked in benzene, which you earlier put on when you were sending the package to be delivered to the maid's quarters for all the staff to have. Everybody else's was fine because she was a target, obviously. We're soaked in benzene by spraying it on with a water bottle, with a water spray bottle that, again, read the label, which was written backwards benzene, colored odorless gas, not a gas, but liquid that is easily flammable in its own right. Excuse me. And St. Lucas seemed to be found in her wardrobe as well, with uniforms with a lingering sweet scent to them, to make sure that whatever one she wore of all the new uniforms for to wear for this stay, the time that she or all of them were going to be there, by your demands, that here, right now, she was going to put it on because there wasn't just one right one for her to have to wear. It was any of them. They were all soaked. Or maybe not soaked, but had benzene on them. Due to your diabolical plan. Now it was found out more that in her shoes, you did put a piece of metal in the heel of her shoe, and at the bottom, when you flip it over, spiral metal coil. When it was time for dinner, it was time for things to go down. Roseanne came running a bit late to the dinner and did come to the patio, and when she did where she did need to be, where she to be placed, where the X marks the spot, so to speak, that was found on the blueprint. The blueprint that was found, that was an advantage by by Ross and the other, and Adam. They simply had her standing right there where she needed to be, 321 in her spot, standing directly on the heat coil. You really just set up a timer on the east side of the patio that was connected to the coils, of course, to the coil there, and then also another timer, two timers, another timer to the electrical system panel, the electrical system over in the far end. And as the timer does, counts down like that. Now, the explanation of the burns on the patio floor was planned as well. That didn't just happen. Everything was planned for reasons. The coil did span to make that shape underneath because that's how the coils were running from its from point A to point B, from the electrical system to where she was standing, again underneath. And with her feet and running there and scurrying into the patio, benzene some electricity, static electricity. That's why when we feel the ground in the patio, you feel it. You get a little spark, a little tingle in your fingers. Static electricity, just like you would if you're at home doing that for fun. But yes, two timers, as I stated, were used in this murder. And both playing their parts well. You know what I mean? There was an arrow also that point to the south side of the patio, indicating the location of the dining table and lawn. But then, boom, like I said, the timers went off and she was set on fire due to static electricity with the benzene that was soaked on her. And then that'd be the end of her. And that is all she wrote in that regard. Now, like I said, in the wardrobe, there was also the uniforms, the lingering scent. You know exactly where everything was going. You had the whole print. That's what a blueprint is, right? Your whole plan of how everything is going to go. And it's going to go according to that plan. And it did. Now Rose ended dead. And now it's up to all of us to unmask you, the killer. Very interesting, very tricky and sneaky way to start things off by having a staff member. You kill off a staff member and not one of us. Okay. Whatever twist turns, whatever things you think is going to surprise us that much, just bring it, because I'm ready for it. Because trust me when I tell you this, Katrina, my friend, you might be playing dumb, but you're not. I know you. You're smart. I shall ask you as the whodunit, as the killer. Oh, for sure, indeed. I deal with many murders before previously, and now it's time to do it all again. So I just simply say here in my last words, tread lightly, tread carefully. And for anybody that tries to backstab me, I'm going to take it lightly. And Katrina, you know I'm a worthy adversary. I'm coming for you.